All right, we rolling.
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy Limitless Mike. I'm back with another podcast today. I got a very, very, very special guest in the house. He's truly a warrior, EWU Eagle, and just someone who made us all step our game up and just go a little harder. I got Vernon Adams, Big Play VA, in the house today.
My dog,
How are you
Mike.
doing today, man?
Appreciate you, man. It's been a long time coming, coming on here, so appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. So I know we on a time crunch, so we're gonna get right into it. So you're from Pasadena, correct?
Yep.
That's SoCal, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you was young, growing up in Pasadena, how was it on the sports end? What were you doing, like elementary school, middle school?
Yeah, man, growing up in Pasadena, I would say it's very similar to Tacoma, man. I think we have a lot of athletes, man, a lot of great athletes that some of them will get out and then some you kind of get lost here, you know what I'm saying? And so I think growing up as a child, I think my dad did a really good job. My mom, too. They just did a really good job of not letting me stray left, you know what I'm saying? Always wanted me to take the right path. And even to this day, man, I got a couple of homies that are, doing some time in prison and things like that. And those were my guys who I was running with when I was young, where to the point to, exactly, it's still day ones. Don't get it wrong. They're still day ones. And but to the point where my pops and my mom, they had to take me from Pasadena, in the hood, and then took me to a private school to Mission Hills about 20 minutes later.
And when was that? Was that in high school? Was that in middle school?
That was high school. So right after 8th grade, that's when I was kind of exploring.
Literally, that's the time when it's like banging.
Yes.
Like, excuse my language.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
gangs, it's like, for whatever reason, that 8th grade, 9th grade can be gangs. And then maybe by like end of sophomore year, it's like, either I'm going to school or I'm not.
Or I'm not. Exactly. So that's exactly how it was, man. 8th grade, my dad see me running with my boys, you know what I'm saying, and doing different things we wasn't supposed to be doing. And he pulled me out right after, after 8th grade. He said, hey, we're going to go out here 20 minutes away. We still lived in Pasadena for the first 2 years of my high school. So I was still kind of, like you said, up until sophomore year, you're trying to figure it out. I was still kind of in and out the streets, but by sophomore year, that's when my high school coach told me, like, hey, man, you got an opportunity to play at the next level if you take it serious. Mm-hmm. And that's when my parents, we moved out to Alamany, 20 minutes away from Pasadena, and got it going.
But prior to that, like, were you always playing football? Did you hoop? Did you run? Did you play soccer?
Yeah, growing up, man, I played a little basketball, nothing crazy. I'm I'm a hustler. I get the rebounds, assist. You know what I'm saying? I do that stuff. Yeah, you feel me? I'm getting it in. You feel me? I'm not the big fancy dude. So, anyways, yeah, I did that. Tried soccer, just because I thought I was athletic enough, but didn't work out. That's a different breed. Mm-hmm. But been playing football since I was 2. Mm-hmm. Since I was 2, just running around. Started tackle when I was 6, and yeah, just went from there.
And did Pops put the ball in your hand?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy though because he was so sorry in football. Like he was sorry. He know he's sorry, but he was a pitcher though, like he was a baseball player. Like that's what he was trying to get me in, and I just never wanted to do it. So one time I tried it. I said, if I ever get hit with the ball, that's it. Like sometime that week I got hit with the ball. I left practice, walked home. Like my mom, like, hey, he said if he get hit, that's it. So that was it. And that's it for that.
That's funny, but
hold on. And then track, and I know that's your thing right there, track. So I did the 400 in high school. I think my best time was about like a 48.7, something like that in high school. Hey,
if you wasn't so nice with the rock, you could have got picked up.
You
really would have got picked up.
If I would have really been training for that, I could have got it down lower.
Picked up,
you know what I'm saying? So
48 or 49.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. I didn't know that about you. That's
man.
lit.
400. Yep.
Okay, and then your junior and senior season in high school, in my opinion, that's really when it starts to take off. Like, you had over 5,000 yards passing junior and senior year combined and over 1,000 yards rushing. But did you have, like, any offers? How was it for you with that? Because that's balling.
Yeah. I think it's balling too, man. But, at that time, there wasn't too many short black quarterbacks coming out. Like right then and there, that's when Russell Wilson started to come out. He was doing his thing in college. I played in the top league in California, man. So yeah, I played in the top league. We, went 12-1 my senior year. We only lost the semifinal game, and Yeah, man, I only had 2 offers after my senior year. I had Eastern Washington and I had Portland State. And, I originally committed to Portland State for all the wrong reasons. You go on your recruiting visit, they take you to the club and this, that. You know what I'm saying?
In downtown Portland?
Downtown Portland, they Nike school, like, you know what I'm saying? We getting it in. Like, they did whatever they can to get me commit.
Yeah. The city with the most strip clubs in the USA.
And best believe we was out there. So I committed on my visit. I might have committed in the club, like, hey, I'm coming to Portland. Forget Eastern. Then my dad, I got back home, my dad was like, are you serious? Like Portland just lost to Eastern like 56-6. Like what are you talking about? Like Eastern just won the national championship. Eastern got Kaufman, Greg Hurd, another Tacoma dude. Nick Edwards, another Tacoma dude. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, you better decommit from there and go to Eastern. So he basically made me go to Eastern, and it's the best thing I ever did. So yeah.
Pops is real for that. Yeah. So even with that, because I guess it's not like this might sound silly, but there's also a side where you could try to go like JUCO and fight it out. Yeah. That wasn't an option to get to D1. It was like, I got my D1 opportunity. I'm running with the best of my two, basically.
Facts, man. No option for me to. I didn't have the money to to be paying for school or anything. And my dad said like, hey, if you go JUCO, you're gonna be paying bills at the house. You need to get a job and you need to pay bills at the house. So, I'm actually happy I only had 2 offers, because you look at these kids these days getting 20 plus offers. You got so many coaches trying to change your mind and throw stuff at you and make you think something and make you think they really care about you, and then they transfer to a different school a year later, and then it's deeper than what people think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I only had 2 offers, and I chose the best school and went from there.
For sure. And even so, going to Cheney is basically probably one of the smallest towns in America. Probably one, especially for a school like. There's schools, if you go to Western Washington University, that's in the city. That's in downtown Bellingham. But Cheney's different. There's 2 streets. There's a school street and the main road. But how is that, once again, SoCal, where you could go, you're in Pasadena, you can go to LA, you can go to Melrose, you can go anywhere. Like, how was it getting to Cheney?
I think going to Eastern, man, in Cheney, Washington, it was a big culture shock, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the city. And that's another reason why I committed to Portland on the visit. It's a city-to-city thing. When I took my visit to Eastern Washington, all I seen was cows and just country stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was something I wasn't used to. You know what I'm saying? And I just was like, man, like, this is tough. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing out here, But, when I ended up going, I got to experience different things that I never experienced growing up in my life, which I was very appreciative of, whether it was whitewater rafting, hunting with an ex-girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just the country stuff that I didn't grow up doing, and it was just cool to experience.
For sure. So I had a similar, like, ooh, this is different.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, ooh, this is different. And when you first get to Eastern, this is when I'm running track, and I would go in the summer and I would like run stairs, I would work out. And I swear I seen you you're the QB, prior to you starting, I swear I seen you like returning kicks or lining up at every position. Did that really happen? Were you recruited as a QB or as an athlete to Eastern?
I was recruited as a QB, but the thing is, up until maybe 4 years ago, I would always just want to play every position. Like, I would always want to be back there catching the punts, catching the kicks, running routes against our DBs. Even me and Cooper Kupp, man, we used to have one-on-ones. Like, he used to go to DB, I go to receiver, then we switch. And like, man, it was fun, man. But, yeah, up until 4 years ago, that's when one of my GMs was like, you are a quarterback, Vernon. You are not an athlete. You're an athlete, but you're not a wide receiver. Just be a quarterback. So, I definitely was returning.
Okay, because I'm like, I seen this. This was number 16. I'm like, I seen this, but I'm like, did that really happen, or what was going on? Because I just remember you. Like I said, I'm in the running stairs, and I just remember you going to every single position. And then it's like, oh, this guy is the QB. And it took you a second to even get that position, maybe 1 or 2 games. And then it's like, no, this guy's not only is this same guy that I was seeing running around and dancing and returning kicks and doing this and that, the QB, but he is going off. And that was really, really lit. But it took you a little while kind of to develop at Eastern. Like, it wasn't instant. But, you had a year red shirt and you started to, I guess, go off. Like, What were some of your most memorable games at Eastern?
Yeah, man, we got a few, man. Every Montana game, we played Montana. You know, it's FTG over here. And I played Montana 4 times in 3 years, undefeated, never lost to them. Montana State 4 times in 4 years, undefeated, never lost to them. So, and then we played another Montana school. So really, I'm 8-0 against the Montana schools.
Woo!
FTG, yeah.
They don't want the smoke.
They don't want the smoke. And then obviously those big games against Oregon State, where we went down there and we won. Cooper Cup's coming out game, and then Washington, when we played up here against UW, man, and the score was like 58-52, but they had like a total of like 4 to 6 first rounders on their defense, and yeah, so Buda Baker, you know, Shaq Thompson, Vita Vea, all those guys, man, you know what I'm saying? So
what was your yardage?
Oh, man. Well, I threw 475 and 7 touchdowns, the most any quarterback has ever thrown on the UW Huskies in that stadium.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, God. Shout out.
And wasn't y'all, like, y'all was down, right? It was about to be a blowout.
They was beating us 21s. They had Chris Peters, too, the corner. They was beating us 21-0 in the first quarter. And then after that, you know, Chris Peters came to our sideline, started talking smack to us when they was up, and I got mad. And I went out there on the field, we was talking smack to each other. I was like, all right, bet. And he kept telling me, come at me. And he was sticking Coop. And that was our first touchdown. Coop ran a double move on him, went up top, touchdown, and then it was over from there. We was just shooting out.
That's wild, because in sports, you always going to talk that, but it's like you just poking at a bear. Like, now we got to fight. Now I'm coming at you. You talking? Who do you think you're talking to? Like, what do you think this is? With so much time on the board, like, you better just walk away and just go talk to your team and just get your boys riled up. I don't know why you want to get us riled up, but it happens all the time in every single sport.
Yes, sir.
That's lit. And so what are you did the UW. How was it when you guys beat Oregon State? Like, what was that experience like?
That was a great experience, man, from start to bottom. First of all, we had to drive on the bus there. We got stuck on the freeway because there was an accident. So it was a total of a 14-hour drive the day before the game. So then we get there, we can't do our walkthrough because we get there too late. We need to rest our bodies. Boom, get up the next day. We're playing an early game. We get out there. And it's a shootout, just like the UW game. It's a shootout. We scoring, they scoring. We scoring, they scoring. I end up cramping up, coming out for 2 series. They go up 2 scores. I come back in, tie it up, boom. We take the lead by 3. They kick the field goal and miss, and everybody rushed the field. We didn't even shake their hands, man. We didn't even shake their hands. We rushed the field. We ran straight to our fans and started going crazy, bro. Man, that was the best feeling. It was one of the best feelings ever.
That's lit. Where do you get that? Where do you get it from? I mean, I gotta say it's natural, but do you ever train some of the moves that you do, the scrambles, the elusiveness? Because at the time that you were doing your thing, at least at Eastern, that's the same time of Johnny Football, basically. Like, that's the same time he's doing those nasty plays. Yeah. But yours is like, it's gonna be overlooked because it's FCS, but it's one of the nastiest plays of all time. Of I'm not going down, and then touchdown. Like, where does that come from?
Man, honestly, you can't teach that stuff, man. And I've tried to mimic things and do different drills when I train quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, but it's just a gift, man. I'm really blessed by God, bro. Like, and it's just, I've tried to even do drills where it just don't feel right. Literally, when a dude get close to me, bro, I just be like, oh shit, and then just try to get out of there and just make a play, man. I know what play you're talking about. That's where I got the name Big Play VA from. It was my redshirt freshman year. I'm scrambling back. Dude grab my face mask. I juke another dude and I hit Tacoma native Greg Hurd. Boom. Touchdown. And it was, man, I just got to keep my feet moving. I like to keep my eyes downfield. I'm not the type of quarterback who wants to scramble to run. I want to scramble to try to make a big play, hence Big Play VA.
Yeah, nasty. And you got a lot like that. And this is a different type of question. So you did your thing. You have records. Do you ever feel like for the Walter Payton Award or anything, do you ever feel like you were snubbed or this and that?
I think my sophomore year, I was snubbed. And the dude who beat me was Jimmy Garoppolo, 49ers quarterback. And I only say that because I was a sophomore and he was a senior, and we had pretty much the exact same numbers passing, except I had more rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had the same passing, plus I'm doing more on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like they should get that to me. But I feel like they kind of saw it as Vernon will be back next year, which I was.
Mm-hmm.
Came back the following year, and I feel like that's how they wanted to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
in the following year, I came in second place again
Mm-hmm.
because I broke my foot halfway through the season and missed 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I missed 4 games, still come back, and still was second place. So
I feel. I would have to agree. It makes sense. It makes sense to give it from a political
political,
standpoint.
yeah.
We're gonna give it to the senior to help him, go on and make it to the NFL and do those things, get those awards, and say, "Oh, I did this, I did that.
Yeah.
This guy, blah blah blah." How'd you break your foot though?
It was against Idaho State. I don't even remember how exactly I did it, but I broke it in the second quarter, and then I played that whole game out. I thought honestly I just like sprained my ankle or something like that, and they wanted to take my shoe off at halftime. I was like, no, just keep it on. And we finished the game. We finished that game in a shootout 56-53. We won. And then after the game, I found out my foot was broke.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that adrenaline rolling. You like,
Yeah.
It's game time. Let me just play, and then.
Oh, yeah. When I sat down, though, after the game, like an hour after the game, I'm like, let me get something. I need something to take care of it. So, yeah.
Do you like, would you rather playing like a 14-7 game or a 53, 52, 50, 49, etc.?
I love the high scoring games, but I don't like it all the time. And I ain't gonna lie, like at Eastern, we had to average a lot of points,
Yeah.
man. I know defensive guys ain't gonna like this, but it wasn't helping me out.
Yeah.
We was going shootout. That's cool every now and then, but when you gotta do that every game, it gets tough.
And what's it like? All right, so I never played QB, and I never played QB at the top level. So what is it like when we gotta score? What's going through your head when it's like, all right, I got my boys with me, I'm at my school, we either gotta make this happen or lose. What goes through your head?
I love those positions, man. Every time I get the ball last, it's a minute left or something, and we only down to score 3 points, I thank God every time because I'm like, I love this. It's what I love. You know what I'm saying? This is what every quarterback dream of. You want to throw the winning drive, the winning touchdown, get down there and get the win, So I love that opportunity. They say pressure is a privilege, man, and not everybody get to feel that pressure that I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do my best to really let's get that win.
For sure. I feel that, and I'm going to take that. Pressure is a privilege. I'm
Yes,
really
sir.
going to take that.
Yeah.
And so, you go through, we all know the story. You have an opportunity to transfer, to go to a FBS school. I did hear that Oregon was your dream school when you were coming up, but what other schools were reaching out to you, and then why did you choose Oregon over those?
Right. So that whole process, man, was first of all was a very hard process, bro. And I loved Eastern. They did everything for me and crazy, But they reached out to me after my junior year, and they said Marcus Mariota's leaving. I had to get permission to contact from Bill Chaves, our athletic director at the time, and our head coach, Bo Baldwin. Both of them said yes. So I sent it out. I think like 6 schools in the Pac-12 reached out to me and offered me Boise State, Maryland, and Texas. Those 3 offered me and reached out to me as well. Oregon was just the very first school. As soon as I sent it out, they called me while I was in class. And then I was like, okay, that's an Oregon number. Like, all right, let me go back. Went outside, called them, and you know what I'm saying? They said, hey, we coming to your house this weekend, and then we're going to bring you up the day after. And that's what they did.
They said, you come with us.
Yeah, so they came up, I think, like a Thursday to see me and see how tall I was. Coach actually said, oh, you shorter than I thought. I'm like, yeah, but I'm a baller, coach. And then that's why you here. He like, yeah, that's true. And then the next day flew me out, and they hosted me. And from there, they said, man, we think you the next best quarterback, behind, Marcus is leaving. We think you the best quarterback in the country. That's why we're coming to get you. And when they told me that, obviously growing up playing NCAA, we playing with Oregon. Most guys are playing with Oregon. The uniforms, the type of offense. So, it's a dream school. And I went there, and whatever you think of Oregon, man, it's 10 times better. So
that's what I was gonna ask.
So,
what was
yeah.
the gear like? Because at Eastern, even at Eastern, what you guys did progressed the school, of course, but it's like it progressed the gear, it progressed everything to Greg Hurd and them their freshman year. They didn't have the same gear that you guys were able to create them to get. So what was it like? Boom, you get to Oregon, And how's that gear? How's that feeling?
You don't got to worry about nothing, man. First of all, we didn't wear not one same uniform combo the whole year. We had practice helmets, so we wore our game. Usually wear your game helmets in practice. No, we had practice helmets and we wore game helmets. Different cleats every week. Everything, bro, everything was just fresh. And then when you're done at the end of your senior year, you get to keep all that stuff.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep all my stuff. I had 10 game jerseys, then you get 10 backups. So that's 20 jerseys. Then you got donors calling you as I'm getting ready for the NFL draft and stuff like that. They're like, hey, we'll pay $5,000 for a signed jersey. We'll pay $2,000 for some cleats. Bro, I'm getting ready for the draft. Couple donors come down, couple people come down. I end up with about $40,000, $45,000 cash in my pocket, cash money, right? I ain't never seen this before. I'm coming from Eastern Washington. We get such scholarship, and we get $1,200 scholarship each month in Oregon, and so I got the cash money right here. I'm right here, boo-boo. So I'm thinking I already made it, right? You know, I'm partying. I got the BMW. I'm flying out. I'm flying in. I'm all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't training the way I was supposed to be training. You know, I'm about to answer a question that a lot of people have. Like, they say, why I'm not in the NFL? Because you look at my stats and look at my college career. It's not because I'm short. It's not because there is politics. It's not because they didn't want to give me a chance or nothing like that. I didn't take my training serious in the NFL draft process. So basically, like I said, I had that money. Then I had my agent throwing me $2,500 a month, you know, and like I said, I'm just seeing this money that I've never seen before. So I'm just out there spending and having a good time and thinking I made it already. I'm hearing the draft board saying, oh, Vernon could go anywhere from the 4th to the 7th round. So, bro, I'm like, all right, I'm good. And so that's basically the reason why I showed up to the combine not looking like how I was supposed to be looking. And it was just that it's on me, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up in the CFL, and hey, I'm blessed to be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You blessed to be there, to take care of your family, do that, to not be doing anything other than football.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, and I like the honesty. I like the taking it in, because it is so much of just that opportunity. Because there's guys in every league, the NBA, the NFL, any league, where it's like, why are you here? Oh, I got picked up during the draft, and because of how this league is structured, because of how the contracts are structured, now I get to be in here. People have to figure out my contract, blah, blah, blah. And then on the opposite, it's like, once you're not in the club, regardless of how good you are, you can just not be in that club.
That's
but
it.
hey, you still eating off it,
Yeah.
and that's what's up, and that's real. But let me see what was I about to ask. Where did you go to Gary Vee? Did you during that process?
Yeah.
You was up there at Gary Vee.
Yep. So Gary Vee was my I was in his agency at first. That was the first agency I when I came out of Oregon. Those were my guys. You know what I'm saying? They picked me up, and Gary Vee flew me into his office. Y'all might have seen. We got an episode. I'm on one of his episodes. You know what I'm saying? So we're just talking about business and stuff like that. And he a great dude, man. He a great dude. We didn't our relationship didn't work out. You know, and I got a new agent now. But hey, he great dude, and I learned a lot from him, just like anybody else.
And let's take it back one step. So when you first get to Oregon, who's the first game that you played against?
Eastern Washington, baby. First game, man. So that was crazy, man. That was definitely crazy.
How'd that feel? Because you can't write that. When I think they announced that game so many years earlier, and that's when Oregon's on a tear, you kind of say, ooh, like, I know we're good, but ooh. And then you come, you ball out, blah, 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 and then all the way to now you going against the fam, literally the family. Like, what was that like?
It was crazy, man. It felt like practice. Honestly, it felt like practice, because just going against these guys every day for the last 4 years, and it just going against them now, it was just surreal, man. And I hated to have to beat them, and but you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is, and that was lit. That was fun. There was a lot of energy on that. During the time, but even just looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of energy. You had so much support on both ends. People like, damn, I want us to win, but I want my boy to ball out every game of the season. So I was looking at that and just really loving that. And you ended up breaking your finger that season, and just kind of going through it for a few games, but you were able to bounce back. What was that process like when you broke your finger, where it kind of became is this the guy? Is this, at least from the outside perspective, what was that like? Were you took the team back?
Yeah, man. So basically, I broke my finger actually against Eastern Washington in that first game. So I broke my finger. Then the next week we played Michigan State and Oregon. They didn't make me play, but they got me out there with a cortisone shot and all that stuff. And then I was out for, and that's a whole nother story, but I was out, for like 4 games. Then I came back, and that's when I really started turning it up. And I came back against UW. You know what I'm saying? I came back against UW, and we won 7 straight. And that's when the fans started really turning over and started being like, oh, this dude he's good. You know what I'm saying? It's just those first couple games, trying to play with a broken finger, and it just
new system.
New system. And honestly, I got to Oregon 1 week late, from fall camp, and I only had 3 weeks. You got 4 weeks of fall camp. I had 3 weeks of training camp to learn the offense, get guys' trust, coaches' trust, all this. You know what I'm saying? So it was just. It was an experience, man, and I got the starting spot and did that, and hey, it's a blessing.
For sure. Did you guys play in the bowl game that year?
Yeah, we played in the Alamo Bowl, and man, why you bring that up? But we was up 31-0 at halftime, and my dumb ass, I should have just slid or something. I'm running to the safety, concussed. But we up 31-0. And we got some of the best athletes in the world on my team. So I'm like, all right, we won. They're good. They're not letting me go back in. They took my helmet from me. I'm like, where's my helmet? They hid it from me, so I couldn't go back in there. All right, cool. We won. Man, these dudes came back and beat us like 48-42 in triple overtime.
I didn't even know that.
Oh,
I
man.
honestly didn't
Against
even know
TCU.
that.
Yeah, one of the, I think, like top 3 craziest comebacks in history of sports. Yeah.
It happens. You've been on so many. You've been in so many crazy games that you got at least catch the fade one time because you done dominated too many people.
Listen, I ain't letting that happen. All right, that backup quarterback came in and you know what I'm saying. He's supposed to handle the business. We was up 31-0.
I feel you.
Come on, man.
I feel you.
Golly. Yeah.
And then we kind of spoke about your draft and all that for the NFL, but. How was it for the CFL? Like, what's that I have no clue. Did they draft you? Did they pick you up? Just how'd it go?
Yeah, the CFL is very different, man. Like, they can only draft Canadian born. I guess if your mom is or somebody's Canadian family, mom or dad, they can only draft Canadian. So, but for me, each team has a thing they call neg list, and a neg list is a list full of anywhere from 10 to 20 players, and a CFL team could be like, hey, I want him on my neg list. And that means if you don't make it in the NFL, you can't play for no other CFL team but that team. So the BC Lions here in Vancouver, they had me on their neg list, but at the time they had a quarterback that was very similar to me. So when I was coming out right after Oregon and I knew I was to get drafted, I did mini camp with Seattle Seahawks and Washington Redskins. Montreal reached out to BC and was like, hey, we'll give you our first round draft pick for Vernon. And since you already got a quarterback similar to him. So that's how that went down. And I went to Montreal. First couple years, traded around a few places to Saskatchewan and then to Hamilton. I don't know if y'all know about these places. And then eventually came back to Montreal, and I've been back in Montreal ever since.
And that's what I was going to ask you because, all right, you first get to Montreal. The CFL, NFL is different. The field's different, all that. And you first get to Montreal and you going. It makes sense. If you look at the stats, it makes sense. But then it's like a slowdown. Was that because of the trades and systems and stuff?
The CFL game is completely different, man. Like like you said, you only get 3 downs. The field is wider, it's longer, and it's 12-on-12. So me growing up playing American football, 11-on-11, completely different football. Then I come for 22 years. Then I come up here, and now I got to learn a completely different type of game. I have to throw the balls differently going to the field or to the boundary. I got to put more air under it. It took me 3 years to really get used to the game, and that's why within my first 3 years, I got traded to 3 different teams, Saskatchewan, Hamilton, and back to Montreal. And that ties into when you were saying, do you still catch punts? I was still doing that stuff early in my career. As a pro, GMs, all these guys, they don't want to see that from their quarterback. You want to be the starting quarterback, you want to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
They don't see Jimmy Garoppolo back there doing all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they moving me around, but I'd rather get traded than cut. You know what I'm saying? Because that means I'm still valuable. You know what I'm saying? So they traded me and stuff like that. And I just had to realize, man, I got to play quarterback. I need to be in here early, late, stop running around, stop moving, moves, you know what I'm saying? Stop moving different like that. You know what I'm saying? I got to be locked in. And I think that's what I finally did going into my 4th year. And blessed to be here now.
Hell yeah, because 2019 and 2021, it really turned. It's like, this is the guy. The plays are the same. The movement's the same. The stats are pro level. You know, it's like, all right, it's not college where it could just be so brazy. But it's like the stats make sense. And I got to salute you on that because that's that's coming over, I guess, adversity.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever reach back out to like Eastern, or do you ever reach back out to Eric? I can't even pronounce the last name, Bieri or anything like that?
Oh, Eric, Barrier, yep.
Barrier.
I talked to him, you know, every now and then. I actually talked to him like last week. You know, he had some questions about like his agent and stuff like that. So I'd be giving him advice all the time, man. You know, that's my dude, man. He always be like, man, you one of the only quarterback, like you the only quarterback from Eastern that ever like really reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got to, man. He a black quarterback from L.A. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee if I didn't go there, he wouldn't have been there. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm from L.A. area, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we got those ties now. And so I do reach out to Eastern. I actually just donated, you know, some bands to the football team, and I try to, you know, get them something every year to get them some new gloves or cleats for the team or whatever.
That's what's up. I salute that. And throughout your at least college journey, Eastern and Oregon, you played with some amazing receivers. They've gone pro, they've gone here, and they've gone there. Can you say like who your top 2 favorites to play with or had the most fun with or anything like that?
Man, boy, it's crazy because obviously we got Cooper Kupp and, you know, Kendrick Bourne, you know what I'm saying? But even before them, Brandon Kaufman, I don't know, you know, a dude from Denver, man.
He was. I'm sorry to cut you off, but he was Cooper Kupp before Cooper Kupp.
That dude, bro.
Watching him and some of those guys, I'm like, okay, there's, like we said, like if you can just not be in the league, but you can be amazing, because he was amazing, and
bro.
He had the stature as well.
Definitely. So, yeah, he was definitely that dude, and I know he's in my top 3. He in my top 3, Coop as well. And then at Oregon, I had dudes over there. You know, Braylon Addison, who's in the CFL with me now. Darren Carrington, he was like my go-to guy when I was there. But, man, just dudes. But, you know, Coop, Brandon Kaufman, and
round it out. Coop, we're going to put Coop, Brandon Kaufman, who's number 3. You had Greg, you had Shaq, you had KB, so many more. You had Ashton Clark.
Clark is a low key, like he like a top 6, man. He like a top 6. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, all right, I go like Coop, Koff for number 3. We'll go Braylon, number 4. Darren Carrington, number 5. KB, number 6. Ashton Clark.
Nice. I'm with that. That's a good list. And did you know, like, did you know Coop would become that, KB would become that? Did you know that when y'all are all young, running around, were you like, I know that you're league bound and you feel that, but at the same time, did you know that they do the things that they did?
I knew, man, especially Coop, man. Like, he's just so deserving of everything he gets, man. He's always worked like this, always worked hard, workhorse. Always was calling me and like, hey, come on, let's get some extra work in. That was before I would really get extra work in. And he was just always been a dude, man. KB always had this raw talent, like just crazy talent, and just making these crazy catches in practice. He was a true freshman for us, and I was just like, man, he gonna be a dude too. Like, he just gotta keep his head, and you know what I'm saying. Y'all know KB, man. You know he be out there. So but and it seemed like he's got it though now, and doing his thing for sure.
For sure. That's what's up. And when it's all said and done, like, what do you want to be known for for football? Like, could you kind of describe that?
Man, man, honestly, it don't even matter. Really, it don't matter what everybody think, and I just want to be better each year, man. Each year, like records are meant to be broken, and I had like all the records at Eastern until Eric Berrier like broke them all. But I wouldn't want any other quarterback to break them. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he broke them. So now it's just keep getting better, man. Now my next goal is if I don't get back to the NFL within this next year, because I'm about to be 30 next year, and that'll be like my last window. Then now my goal is to be a CFL Hall of Famer. And just go from there.
I feel it. That's good. I feel, there's still so much time. Like, there's still so much time where you can, that maturity, that the maturity can take over where, boom, I've done this. I mean, I have the experience and the maturity, and I still see it. Like, I still see it happening for you. And regardless, you did it. You did it. You a pro. Not everyone can say, I play pro football. I run pro track, etc. You already did that. So
that's why I don't be tripping. You know what I'm saying? I don't trip off the NFL. Man, I get paid as an NFL backup, and I'm starting. You know what I'm saying? So they NFL backups, they getting what they getting, but they not playing. So they just sitting there, just whatever. At least I'm playing, and I'm getting what they getting. So I'm blessed, bro. I can take care of my family, bro. I'm not worried about none of that, man. I've had a great career at Eastern, man, Oregon. You know what I'm saying? They say I'm the best grad transfer that ever would go to Oregon. So, and when the fans is telling me that, man, I'm just blessed, man. God really blessed me, bro, and I'm thankful.
I love it. And then after football, what's next? What are you gonna do? You hang it up. You continue to dominate the CFL. You go to NFL, you play, and then you hang it up. What are you gonna do after that?
Yeah, man, I'm just gonna travel for like a year or so. I've been looking at these vans, and these vans basically a home inside. Like, I want to get one of those, travel for like a year, then come back and then start coaching wherever, somewhere here in Washington. It could be in the CFL. I don't want to coach high school. I really want to just college and up. So, yeah.
Why not high school?
Man, these kids don't be listening these days, man. They think they know everything, so I just be like, man, yeah, I'm good.
That's funny. And where's on your list to travel to? Like,
man,
because you're decently traveled.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know it all, but
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of places, man, just all around the world, really, or just driving wise in the country. You know what I'm saying, in the country, but I wanna fly different places too, man. Just all them places you see online, just all them nice spots. I'm trying to get there. Bora Bora, you know what I'm saying? I've never been to Jamaica yet. Only place I've been is I haven't even been to Mexico. Only place I've been is Hawaii, really, and that's my favorite spot. I go there every year, every winter, so go out there for like a week or so, and yeah.
And you got 2 sons, right?
3.
Yeah, 3 sons?
Yeah.
All boys?
Yeah.
Jeez, blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
You been putting the ball in their hands?
Not really. You know, my oldest, Cash, he a little country boy. He live in Yakima, so, you know, he into the sheep riding and bull riding, all that stuff. Yeah, man, he be doing that crazy stuff. Him and then my other 2 youngest, you know, they still young, but my youngest, actually, my baby boy, he love football. He loves seeing me on TV when I'm playing in Montreal and stuff like that, so, yeah.
Lit. Well, man, I'm definitely happy that we're able to connect, hear the story. There's so much more to the story, and there's so much more for you to do. Like, this thing's not even near done yet. So I just want to say thank you. I salute you.
Yes, sir, bro.
Best of luck to you in everything you do. And just let the people know, where can they find you at?
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you for having me. First of all, man, the people, y'all can't find me nowhere, man. Don't even look. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get off IG for a little bit anyways. You know what I'm saying? I need to get locked in for my year. Just stay tuned, man. Stay tuned for a great year. And, yeah, y'all be blessed.
Hey, Montreal's about to get the ship. Know that.
Come on.
Yeah. Peace.